PVISION.
You talk about vetoes being important. There's, you know, another big reason for it, and that's obviously that here in Cologne, for the first time, we've got best of threes in stage 3 from the get-go.
Yes, sir.
No BO1, so if you have a small map pool, it's going to get exposed, it's going to get used against you. That's kind of the biggest question, I think, leveled against PVISION right now. There's 4 maps you know they're able to play, but they don't play Nuke. Their Anubis has been super exploitable. We flat out heard them giving up on that map out at Krakow right at the start of the year, and their overpass hasn't been tested, like you said, in 4 months. They are one of the teams you could be eyeing up with potential map pool worries, and this is the time where they've got to show us that they've been putting in the work.
And so on this BO3, the best team often wins. Let's find out at the dawn of stage 3 who is the better team. PVISION 9Z, and it's all going down here at B Short.
An aggressive move to try and get things going, but trades back for DGT, keeps it even. PVISION going to scramble, rotates, but if you're 9Z, you're not feeling a pressure to commit here. You get 2 clean trades out towards short.
Oh, James, he saw something there. I think he just saw the leg of them walking back to Monster. You wouldn't be doing that unless you're recommitting to B, and so that's going to keep this stack here. PVISION with all 3 players on this B bomb site. And 9Z don't know they were spotted either. They had their back turned. They can't even use that info. So as they wait and hope the PVISION overcook, overpush, or over-rotate, 9Z get ready to recommit. DGT hearing those jumps, but PVISION are starting to doubt themselves, pulling out of position. Heaven is still going to be strong with no smoke down, but right now there is no one in the bomb site. 9Z, the further they walk, the better their odds. PVISION were almost there, and now they've evaporated. Difficult retake, and a molly in that post plant.
Yeah, even the fact you've crossed out with DGT, it just makes that Molotov so tricky to contend with. Oof. Mayan and Luchov were looking for fights here, but they lose the man pit-side, and so now they're going to tuck on in. Damage done to Yellow and Jame. And Molotov ready to go down at the first tap.
This is done. Oh, whoa, what a spot. But the molly lands anywhere. I don't think you would have gotten away with it. And so PVISION just have to push forward. 9Z have stolen that pistol with a nice recommit to the B-bomb site. Slow and steady, definitely winning this race. PVISION save nothing. Big pistol round. Surprising to see PVISION get the wrong read there. It seemed on the money. Had that triple stack or the info on short, but if that doubt, Harry, easy to judge with the X-ray.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more of like a great showing from 9Z knowing what they're up against, right? Throughout his whole career, James always been a captain that likes to trust his gut, lean into the gambles, knowing that if you kind of leave a long enough lull in the action, there's a world where James just calls his own troops away.
Oh, they've crossed. He doesn't know. Will he even escape here? It's close, but James jumps out.
See him so dedicated out there towards mid. Maybe a little bit paranoid that there was more in store. They missed their chance to punish on Jame, and he's called for rotations early.
For good reason. This looks like the commitment for 9Z, all 5 players on A. Spotted getting into the corner his way. Russell peak tag, but they've got a molly to flush this player out, so easy trade back for 9Z. Taking the 5v4 as they hit this site.
Yellow's backstab even gets shut down, cleared by DGT. It's just good cover. So it doesn't get better than that for 9Z. Clean sweep on the anti-force.
Just simply done. PVISION weren't really in position in time. They'd rotated late. Zwei just getting into toilets, missing that timing, and Zwei not getting into... Zwei on long, and another player in toilets not able to get there in time. So all goes a little bit wrong here for PVISION. Last player spotted by the Shadow. And just trying to keep what little he has. 90 will allow that. Pressure is not on them right now. 2-0 start on the T side of Overpass and the chance to get a third before guns come out. In a strong position at the dawn of this series. It's their map pick. We know Dust 2 is PVISION's. A lot of discussion on the veto. It's also a map 90 are more than comfortable on. Very map of Astana that we saw them 13-1 the Falcons. It was an absolute trouncing. Luchov with a life game.
I mean, you know, for the longest time, there's always been this discussion about Dust 2 being a tricky map to have as your kind of go-to pick. And it's because a lot of teams are going to feel comfortable on it. It can be very spawn-dependent. If you're not feeling it on the day, Dust 2 is really not where you want to find yourself. And this series could prove to be a potent example of that. PVISION's pick, but as you say, still a solid map for 9Z.
PVISION getting scared of B-nades. I think back to that final against Vitality where they just couldn't catch a break. Every player is getting dunked by utility in Cluj. Getting entries with HEs and mollies round after round. I wonder if that's something 9Z have got planned for us. But a missed Molotov will leave PVISION alive. That could have been a kill. It would have flushed Nota into this peak. So 9Z just walk out monster together.
It's good damage, honestly. Just the USP peeking in, would have loved the kill. PVISION of a flash on Zwei. Maybe going to use that to try and pull something off here with the pistols. Flash goes in, but no kills on the back of it. 9Z just slow that hit down for an extra second and then come through swinging. And so no issues here for 9Z. Converting this pistol, getting off to a good T-side start.
May as well stay here. They're going to exit definitely. So James gets a chance to take some guns away. Can't pick up that MAC-10, so this should be traded. Flash over the top. James swings in, and 9Z nice and clean here on these anti-ecos. Not getting over the ahead of themselves here on this T side. They know that the job has just begun. And as PVISION get guns out, James will have his AWP. That's when things get real. But you will question, you know, as we did maybe coming into stage 2, it didn't really seem to matter. But even in stage 3, you know, are these top teams coming in warm or playing teams that have, you know, been here already for a couple of weeks, gotten used to the setups? Is that going to be a factor today? It wasn't at the first day of stage 2, right? 8 of the 10 wins, or rather, yeah, around there, the 80% of the wins coming from stage 2 teams. IV4 found off the boost.
Bit of mid-round re-aggression for Ziello. He's not entirely alone in this endeavor, but that smoke makes it so he is. James cut off back in the site. Was meant to be covering on his AWP. Spams bought Ziello low, and Iron will finish the job. They're now creeping in on this A play. It's the James AWP that was meant to be up next. As South Peak doesn't even let him get a shot off. 3v3, and what was feeling comfortable for PVISION gets called into question. One more man out at the truck side. Nota can't hold on. South Peak having one hell of a round. With only Belchanok left, arriving a little late from this B site. Nade won't find a thing. He's got to do this one, just back his aim.
Giving him the fights.
Looking to make that first incision, but so much time off this bomb. Player still in at the bomb site. Well, South Peak Stellar 4K, and what a turnaround, man. That's the advantage for PVISION. Ziello doesn't even get punished straight away on that aggressive move out towards the toilets. And it doesn't come to matter. James' first AWP of the match didn't even get to fire a bullet.
I think that was such a sharp shot on James. I'm shocked that Ziello even gets one, to be honest. He got wallbang down to 30 before he even got that fight in. Plus our peak, excellent combo. And that's nice. That's PVISION who make a nice call in the 3v3. They go 3-2-1. They swing off truck. They catch players with knives out and nades out. But they don't get the kills they were looking for. Plus our peak bails out his team with that round. Now, triple boosting is dead, but jumping MP9 is an Astralis classic, so PVISION will give it a go. They even push short off the back of it. A lot of damage on that second player. To chase down for Belchanok punish, and James just gets burst fired again. You heard that. Luchov smashes the captain. It's been a rough start to the game for James, I bet, and Luchov is not done either. 2 kills coming through. Oh. Third tap connect. Luchov is here. 9Z looking for this big upset to open this stage, and they are 5 to the good on T-side overpass.
Look, man, PVISION are very, very aware of what this Luchov guy is capable of, right? Yeah. You think back to Astana, kind of a disappointing finish for PVISION, one where 9Z managed to make it all the way into the quarters. And, you know, Luchov was an absolutely massive part of this. His opening game of the tournament was versus this PVISION team. He went 44-22.
30-9 on Inferno. Well, that's our third map. But will PVISION be able to get us there? Yet to start in this series. Nice position, but any deeper and the AWP is on this line. Ziello hang out here. Spotted. No escaping that. I mean, you're not ready for the AWP sitting back in T-spawn like that, so 9Z's patience pays dividends. James has to fall back with a missed shot, and it is just feeling a little shaky for PVISION off the rip. Players nervy in their positions. Not got that pinpoint precision yet. I'm just hearing burst shots on Luchov, and he's finding headshots, so 9Z 40 seconds. You can still lose these rounds if you take too long. Gotta get grouped.
So you kind of see 9Z are playing with this idea that they are a bit of a battle-hardened team coming from that previous stage. They know to not take rounds for granted. Leaving this one late in the day. That is the bomb dropped by James out in the open. 15 seconds left for the captain of PVISION to try and recover this round. Bomb dropped again. And this is now a big problem in amidst the chaos. Note has found another, but it's all about this James AWP. He doesn't miss anything, and that round falls apart for 9Z. They spend so much time getting everything in order that James AWP is ready to rip it from them.
A 2v5 with bomb being the problem. We said it was losable, and 9Z find a way. That is a devastating round to give away to PVISION. Let them taste victory and recover guns. 9Z disaster strikes in the form of James AWP. Hits every single shot he has to. And that was poor spacing, sure. But 9Z never thought it'd be a problem.
Yeah, these slow rounds have been treating them well thus far, right? Giving James enough time to kind of make the wrong reads in a bunch of these situations. But here, you see what happens when he's in the right place at the right time.
And no nades thrown either. One Molotov on that execute. I don't think they have the flashes to make it work. Needed to get James off the line. Well, that is one way to make up for a couple of missed chances here for James on the CT side. Connector danger without that smoke down. Sway does get blocked. And now acutely aware of that jumping MP9 potential. 9Z slow and steady, comfortable on their map pick. And a weakened A bomb site with only yellow here right now. He's in the position he got wallbanged before. He doesn't seem to care.
Yeah, been very dedicated to trying to play this spot. Is yellow.
Here's everything.
Wants the best he's been able to muster. This time it's nothing. Jame close up next in the toilets, and this time there's multiple players ready to trade and collapse upon him. Luchov leads the way with entries aplenty.
This guy's a monster right now.
Good pick up for Belchanok, catching Luchov getting aggressive over towards Bank, but is there really any hope for him? This was a 1v4 as he gets the first. Swinging over, seeing two players ready to meet him there. Changes the direction for Belchanok. Still showing a bit of interest here, but this round feels too far gone. Planted for toilets, two players back there to watch the bomb. And DGT even hunting just to deny a save, knowing that the only way out here is through this B bomb site.
Yeah, he's got to run, and by the time he gets far enough from the bomb, he's got a new threat to worry about. DGT has this in the bag. Great luck from DGT, guaranteeing the damage, because this is a team that we know will play with the money. And 9Z are not letting them have anything. That was all good for Cielo. I like the play. Jame flashing him in while they're teeing up nades, but the issue is he has to fall off the bench, and that makes noise. That also just puts his aim off for that extra half a second. That does make a difference. If he's tucked in the corner, probably gets at least one there. Jame as well, caught in toilet. Everybody round the corner. 9Z gets so deep before PVISION get a speck of info. They don't know there are 4 players ready to hit A. So 9Z, you learn from their late round.
I mean, the idea that you're already sitting 6-1 up, chance to sweeten the deal here up against this partial, this almost just couldn't be better for 9Z. We're 8 rounds into the game. There's 1 on the board for PVISION. This is CT side of Overpass, the favored half. And you wouldn't know it.
Belchanok in trouble. And haven't they just avoided the stack so well in this game as they go into this B bomb site? There is only 1 player here. And Belchanok, pressure with nades right now, looking for a kill, but MP9 v AK, they're going to get the shot off. Has a Quasel peek with the entry. 9Z don't know it's entirely free, but they're still coming in. Dude, how do you get through Luchov? He is getting kills in 1 or 2 bullets, no more. This guy is not sprayed all game. He is 14 and 5. We're going to need to watch the POV demo back. It is absolutely remarkable what Luchov is doing in this half of Overpass. No signs of slowing down. Look at him smile on his face, because that is a 7th T round on the most CT-sided map of the game.
Yeah, heard 9Z talk about how they had eyes on him for a little while. They wanted him in the roster sooner. It's really not hard to see why, right? There's no doubt what this guy brings to the table. Feel like even at some of his lower moments, it's still a real helping of firepower, and at his best, he is a rifler that just takes control over games.
And can you believe he's not even the highest rated player of this team's major run? DGT is well and above him. He is 2nd. But he's been the star of this squad. And DGT has also been showing up here in Cologne, which only adds intrigue to the 9Z run. Don't want to get ahead of myself in the first half of Stage 3, but if they play like this, a team that we've already seen take down Falcons and Maus and PVISION on LAN, who's to say this couldn't be a playoff-bound squad? Right now, they've got wind in their sails.
I also just think, based on our limited run of exposure from 9Z versus top squads, and with him doing this at the opening game of Stage 3, you start to build this idea. Is Luchov just the type of player that likes punching up, right? Playing versus top squads, and that's where he delivers his best. Tell you what, there are a lot of squads out there who would kill for that type of player.
Absolutely, and what a team to play against. PVISION, the king of being underdogs, right? Winning events when they're not expected, making runs when they're not expected, and then when all eyes were on them, that's when they struggled. When everyone's prepping for you. That's a sick little run boost to get the mid-molly out. It's a very hard bit of util to hit, but they actually miss it. They throw a smoke all the way to T-spawn. That was not the goal here for PVISION. Things really are going wrong. Nice kill for Nota, even evades, but Max walks right in. They don't realize he's got the headshot. Halfway through the spray, Max takes a trade. Great grenade, but Max is not done. Luchov by his side. One more man in pit, unsuspected.
His way is to go early, though, as a result of that molly, and Max with an instant trade back.
Molly missed.
So we're going to try and come through this. Cover meant to be there, but Wesal Peak can't manage it. Plant now, and it's two of the quieter players left in this for 9Z. This is where PVISION, if they do want to have a chance on overpass, have to look to course correct. So Yellow going to try come around this corner. Myern on it with his orb. And a little disjointed there. James doesn't go for the trade, leaves it later, and that lets the orb sit ready to go. 9Z and the runaway T-side, 8-1 up.
Oh, why wouldn't James swing there? You know, he's perhaps trying to play the fact that he's not there. That's why he wouldn't trade. He's up in heaven, get the player looking the wrong way. But that was an orb out for the count. He had a free kill on the bolt pull, and James doesn't take it. Disaster here for PVISION. 8-1 up for 9Z. And it is not even close. That's one of the closer rounds. And at no point did PVISION feel like they were going to win it. So James on pistol saving for orb, and well, there's a rifle available. Max has just dropped it. And so maybe you say quieter players, but that's because there's not enough kills to go around. Everyone on 9Z holding their own at this point in the game. James comes in for that gun. B-stack still up. 9Z retrieved that bomb.
And as this game's gone on, you kind of see up for PVISION, things are really tightening up on the CT side. And I don't mean that in a good way. I mean like they're playing a lot more within the bomb sites, a lot more restricted, maybe lacking the confidence to feel like they can risk going for these early fights. But that puts a lot of stress on your read of the game. And as we have said throughout this, 9Z have done a great job of avoiding the gambles, avoiding the stacks. You know, it's not been your strongest quality here for PVISION, is putting these gamble stacks in the right place. Now, this could be one of the rounds where they've correctly positioned this CT side. That's the bomb. Dead monster on its first swing.
I can't wait forever for this flank, though. There's 20 seconds. 9Z are going to have to go soon. Nice shot. Sway swings into the orb. Wesal Peak too far away, going to start to run. The flank is found. There's one more in the bomb site. James trying to play the time. Can't do it, can't hang on. Yellow 1v3, and he just runs in. But that's a gun retrieval and a save as 9Z shut the door in his face. The flank not even required. Wesal Peak's in CT spawn. They don't need him. He now's go hunting.
Don't have a solid leg to stand on here if you're PVISION. Nothing's really worked. Hell, even there, they finally come walking right into the gamble. They walk into your most stacked bomb site on low time. Like you say, the flank wasn't even a part of it. Right? It's not even a play PVISION were aware of. And still, it's enough for 9Z. Save even got cleaned up at the end. So Ziello doesn't get out with that gun, leaving PVISION with a limp bye here in round 11.
Yeah, every save has been punished here from 9Z. They finally find him escaping long at the end of the round. Only 2 of these rounds have PVISION actually kept guns in the lost rounds. Disaster to disaster. And this doesn't feel like the PVISION we know and love. But it definitely feels like 9Z punching up. Individuals playing very, very strong, and just trades have been excellent as well.
There's 4 players down here on B. You wouldn't hate, what with the James cover, you know, one of these rifles, maybe even both of them walking out towards short, because then that frees up players to go and rotate. Right now, you're still dedicated to this 4-man B hold.
It's the same setup every time Yellow in this position. They've cleared him twice before.
And it's just two very restricted holds on both ends of the map. Reactive on A, reactive on B. The only guy further afield right now is Yellow, up close to these bathrooms. In a position 9Z have fought him in nearly every round they've gone A.
But this round is interesting because they pass him in toilets. Maybe they don't clear him. James going to hit a leg shot, but they're going through the toilets right now. This makes Yellow very potent indeed.
Luchov to clear it. Spam connects, seen the blood. Luchov has that. And now Nota trying to rise to the occasion. But Luchov cutting them down. Bit of help from Mayan. It's left to Belchenok. Playing it through the smoke. Finishes off the low HP AWPer, but Luchov is not missing. Nearly 20 kills deep at the end of this first half. Round 12 and a chance for him to break into the 20s.
Oh, dude, he's trying to break records right now. 19-7 is insane. And to think Yellow's commitment to this position, clearly it's something that's paid off in Prague. Clearly it's part of the game plan here. But before they even saw him, they wallbanged this position, and now they've hard cleared it every single time. It has not worked once. 4 and 10 on Yellow. Game plan has just been ripped apart here by 90, and they are hitting so hard. Even when you give PVISION a chance there to come through with a clutch, of course it's Luchov keeping it up. 10-1, they walk through the mid-smoke. There is not a bit of fear on 9Z at this point in the game.
You also just haven't really had to fear PVISION getting aggressive. You see that mid-smoke, and I think at this point in the game, you feel more than content calling it as a bluff. Nearly even the punishment there onto Ziello as he repositions. Bomb's still back in T-spawn here for 9Z, so even though they have all this ground, they have to kind of taper off a little bit.
Well, they know it's going to take resources, so Rotate comes out, GGT walks through B, and Belchenok has no idea that kill would have won the round, and it still might, because Nota is low, stuck in this corner. They're coming from both sides. They're scrambling. 1 health, and not for long. Flashed into the molly.
Overlook Zwei in this same position. Just used all that util to try and clear out the pit. They weren't ready for Zwei. And so Luchov throwing into the clutch. His 20th kill, a trade, and now his 21st has to be on the captain of PVISION. Can Luchov, in the opening game of Stage 3, tear out the heart of this PVISION squad? James buys his time. Now towards heaven, waits for that plant, and no swing on the back of it. Luchov allowed to get out of there, now has a bomb to play around. James sees that bomb ticking down and realizes he could have punished and won this already for his squad. Luchov nails it! Clutch going his way. 9Z absolutely destroying PVISION on this opening map.
9Z have come through with a statement game. Luchov is showing up here at the Major. If Stage 2 wasn't already impressive, well, this one will be one to remember. 11-1 on their map pick on the T side of Overpass as they blitz through PVISION. This is quite the game out of Luchov and the gang, and it has no signs of slowing down. It might have signs of ending soon, as this pistol could submerge PVISION and map down in this series.
I'd love to tell you that, you know, we've seen some signs of life for PVISION, but that would just be lying. They've been so utterly destroyed, and it looks like matters are about to get even worse. Luchov with the mother of all timings.
Poor James. And he even checks it, but it doesn't matter. He looked over his shoulder a second too late. And James meant to be the master of the time.
Game plan now out the window. That was a bunch of the util. Nota and James had it. This was meant to be a B exec. They had all the utility to do so. They just lost it from that flank. That's forced a change of the game plan. Now they're going back, trying to clear the back line. 50 seconds, and you're clearing T-ramp.
If you're PVISION, you're already saying go next. Like, this game is impossible. You've just had Luchov walk through connector in the pistol and shoot your captain in the back throw.
That's after 2 separate players checked/held for that exact move.
Well, sometimes it's not your day. 4v5 and back down to B, and 4 players still here because Luchov says, you know what? I've got A on lock. 20 seconds, PVISION. What have you got?
There's an opening, but you're constantly competing against the clock. Bomb only just exiting through Monster, and so playing the delay. 9Z, don't let them in. A clean sweep in the pistol. And a very, very quick opening map in this series. 9Z a round away from closing 13-1 on Overpass.
I just want to see the stats. Show me the scoreboard right now, because Luchov 23-7. What's the round swing? What's the rating? This guy has been unstoppable all map. He has won them so many rounds. And that's not even to take away from anyone on 90. They've all held their own in every position, but Luchov is somehow stealing the glory. 12-1. Unbelievable. You don't see PVISION lose like this every day. But you will.
Oh!
But you will.
That turn out of Wasau Peak. And he's also been up there alongside Luchov, acting as a bit of a right-hand man this entire time. And it's these two, this duo of opening power that is absolutely torn through PVISION every step of the way. And now they know where Zway is. And for all intents and purposes, he's borderline just trolling this, trying to buy as much time as he can. This round, this game is over. 9Z, runaway overpass. Doesn't get better than that. 13-1, Luchov 23-7, Wasau Peak in behind him. These two stars shining.
Just can't believe the fashion that they do it in. And let's see if they can keep it up. Dust 2 is our second map of the series. PVISION get their T-side start. That's the half that 9T got 11 rounds against the Falcons on. That'll be saved for later. As PVISION again get to call the shots. Maybe it'll feel nicer this time because their T-side only lasted 2 rounds. Back last map.
Already moves made in this pistol, clearing short, clearing mid. 9Z know this is the long take. They've got flashes trying to set up Maya, and he needs to extract some value from this position. Gets himself one. Teammates now arrive. James has just killed Belchanok.
Oh no. He was already having a tough time. That's going to make it worse. Got to cross in now with the flash, but missed chance for Nota. And the aim just looks off, doesn't it, for PVISION? Can't really connect the shots. Only onto their teammates. James 1v3. Low health. This is a single bullet, and they'll deliver it. Nicely done here by 9Z. Pistol locked in. And yeah, I mean, even just the eye test on these fights here for PVISION, just really struggling to convert what should be simple kills. Maybe a bit of a write-off day. Hey, the benefit of the BO3s, Harry, is you don't play 2 BO1s on a bad day in the office and go down 0-2. So you lose today, you still get a whole day to reset. But still, we're expecting more from PVISION in this second map.
Yeah, and even though, you know, like you say, it'll be a nice reprieve, I don't think it's a winning thought, let's say, to have in your mind sitting there going, well, thank God the format change has saved us.
Don't worry, that's up for us to discuss.
Yeah. Oh, it is sick, though, having BO3s in this third stage.
Very nice. We know all our games for the day. We have 8 best of 3s. We have some incredibly tense matchups coming. Na'Vi Spirit, we know how favorable that is for Spirit. G2 Falcons, all the history there. Vitality, Foot winning a map against Vitality recently with a coach. So many exciting opening games. And of course, a crowd as well on the A stream in that Mongols Bet Boom game right now. Got 500 people showing up here in Cologne for every game this stage.
Oh, Luchov had to square that one away, right? They get out past the MP9. Still, he is not going to depart for free. You know that about Luchov. He'll finish the job, rounding it out with 4, matching Wasau Peak up towards the top of the board. It was those 2 map 1 that took control over the game, and they're hoping they can run it back again on Dust 2.
All right. Here's the gun round for PVISION. That's what we've been waiting for. Dastan still in his seat. Nothing to stand up for yet in this game.
Yeah, you know, I think, Dastan, you've just had a time to speak to the guys in between the maps. You're going to trust Jame and the gang in this first round. I think they get 1 round to execute the game plan, the vision.
Well, talk of trust, Luchov after 4 has just dropped Maya and the AWP into this first gun round, so got a lot of faith in his AWP. He will fall on that lower push. DGT's committed, and the AWP, it crumbles as well. Nice double entry for Nota. That is more like it.
Now, don't get too ahead of yourselves here, though, boys. It's a 5v2. You feel like you've already won the round. Wasau Peak, not able to convert on a second.
Nice try. That could have made something happen. Now it should be impossible. See ya. Bomb is so delayed. They want to offer Jame assistance to get out. He only has a Tech 9 after all. Trapped at Xbox. Max was middle. James going to get moving. There was a moment where Max could have come through this smoke and tried to punish, but now they're on the line with the AWP. So bomb comes in, and Max might just be combat saving here. They seem to think he's in B. While I understand Max wanting to keep this gun, it's going to be very difficult in a 4-on-1. Almost would like to see him try and jump on this A play. He's got to move out of CT or he'll die to the bomb. And I don't know if he is going to get there in time. You got to move. Terrorists win. Just about.
Saving the gun gives you an option, I guess, to look for an investment here, right? You can get 4 rifles in play. Have Max maybe drop over a FAMAS or an SMG, get a bit more util around it. So what's it going to be for 9Z? They prioritize another investment, another roll of the dice on this. I tell you, it's not going to be perfect. Seeing a lot of limitations here in this gun round for 9Z. PVISION gonna go looking for that early control. It's Yellow running it down mid with the cover from James Orb. So he is in position out on the catwalk very, very quickly. No one here for 9Z facing early on. They played an anti-long rush setup. So now they see this util. They know that short has been taken. PVISION, one of their go-to moves right off the top of the year was a string of super strong AXX. So feigning this mid to be and now lining up their util. If they commit, they're going into the stack.
Oh, DGT tucked in with that smoke. This is an unorthodox position. It's not often cleared. The entry comes in, but DGT might just hold his shot. He's got a teammate on default. Maybe feeling forced to just take the first kill, but DGT lets him in. He's going to sell his teammate for the round. Belchinov crouching down, and that's a good kill. Transferred to 2. Zwei still keeping this round alive, but not for long as Max comes in on the spawn side. DGT sells Luchov, but it was worth every penny.
And just think about how many backstabs, you know, how many of these trigger discipline plays you've seen fail here at the Major in these previous stages. DGT, great awareness, knew the player he couldn't chance, knew the player he couldn't bide his time on, and nails that transfer to complete it for a second.
That hurts for Belchinov, right? Because he's crouch peeking in, but he's looking at the ground. It dawns too late. What a great position. Jumped in it as soon as he saw the smoke. I also like that Max peeked Jame in middle before the cat play. He was solo B. In theory, you wouldn't do that if you're solo B. It makes it look like there's two, B and ramp, and pushes PVISION into the stack. Very dangerous if Max gets picked, but he got one shot off, he tagged Jame, and then he ran right back to B. It kind of enforces PVISION into the stack in that round. There's method to the madness. It's not just a... (3-1) lead. And while it was 9Z on the force buy, now it's PVISION's money on the line.
They're looking for a B finish here. How long does Luchov hold on to this smoke for? Because Max doesn't have one. And they're actually just starting to walk on out. Luchov going for info peaks, gets that spot. Max springs the trap. Only good for the first. Lineup for Luchov does big damage, but he doesn't convert on those kills.
Jame, notice out of there. He got a mid pick, so he just runs away.
Oh, a nade could be real nice. You need this to try and create a way in, but missed the timing on that. James been able to cross close. Gets himself set up right under the window. And I really don't think you can justify this if you're 9Z. A man down, infamously hard bomb site to retake. And so they head for the hills.
That's why the pistol goes first, right? Max, wastes 30 or 20 bullets on the Tech 9, giving a PVISION an easy trade. If he could have held his shot a little longer, might have dropped a rifle, had 2 players backstabbed. Player in the site's not able to line up more than just damage on the second and third. And that molly on the retake comes in a second too quick. It lands in the tunnel smoke and extinguishes, cutting 90 out of a chance. So those 2 guns saved and another go. Does PVISION keep themselves above water in this map?
Long rush set up with a long rush play out of PVISION. Wasau Peak, is he ready for another man to have made it across? He's given a second chance at life. Belchinov quick to rip it away, and attention now at his Yellow. Must win fight as he skirmishes through that Molotov. They were hoping the bomb could join him. But a quick trade for Luchov leaves this one wide open. Bomb moving back to link up with Belchinov on long.
Yeah, DGT expected this. He has not moved from the car. This is a powerful position to be in late in the round. Long cross smoke comes in. PVISION if they check this lazily, it's going to cost them the round. DGT needs to not move a muscle as PVISION do fake this out and play slow. Spam on the smoke. DGT waiting. James clears a corner, but DGT walks into the fight. Shot 1v2. This is the guy.
Yeah, if one player has faith in his ability to win this round, it's Luchov. Knows he's just hit this timing, closing in on James' bomb plant. And James has no idea. He's just waiting for that first peek up. But misses his chance, misses the timing with the jump up, trying to force that fight. Hands James that 1v1.
Yeah, it's a patience game with James, and you rarely beat him at that. If he just held a couple more seconds, might have had that kill. But James spots him on the jump. And so PVISION are back in this series all of a sudden. There's an opportunity for 9Z to run away again. Instead, PVISION money control, looking to take the lead right back. They do so simply. Mid pick out long. 9Z pushing into this rifle. I try to get the AK out of there. Might have even been able to escape if not, but they take that gun. Thank you very much. I like the idea. So bodyguard Mayan and DGT with an AK. PVISION do indeed go up to the 4th round.
Yeah, lead taken, right? And PVISION, not uncommon to see them on Dust 2 kind of have these strong T-sides as a bit of a backbone. I think after how destroyed you felt at the end of Overpass, you're really hoping to take an edge here in this first half. We're already bound for something pretty competitive with the lead being so narrow. I think if you could squeak by 7-5, something like that, win out on the half, that would be monumental for PVISION. It's the chance they've gifted themselves with their success across the last 2. Money is in this vulnerable spot for 9Z going forward, and winning a round in isolation won't be enough to change that. It has to come with the caveat of being a clean round for 9Z if they want that staying power. I think it can feel hard knowing how to play these early rounds too. You've seen 9Z trying to force a bit of control. You touched on it earlier, James, and by extension, PVISION are down to be patient, down to wait for you to make these opening moves, try and use them against you. The double catwalk set up in this round, and a great catch for DGT on that saved AK, already showing the value there. Could have just been a dink to Ziello, and then a shot of redemption, but the AK deals with him straight away.
Staying active. Oh, good catch out middle. They realize that someone's throwing that flash, and so no CT player. Nota jumps in. Finds Wassau Peak, moving into position. Really nice jump out there for PVISION. And that's a familiarity with the map paying off. Realizing who is out of position, which player they can exploit. Dust 2 is all about avoiding this gamble stack and finding the weaker site. Now PVISION finding an A player. Looking to go back up catwalk. Nyan can't sit here forever. As that smoke fades, he is in danger. Ollie does come down, buying time. Precious time with 30 seconds on the clock.
The move from DGT is massive, isn't it? Because up until now, you've been flying blind. You've been playing a guessing game. This push in through the tunnels. DGT nets him a kill. And now he's got to prepare himself for this B assault. It's coming in. Luchov, dead out towards mid, has created a window. DGT. One might not cut it here. Ideally looking for that multi-kill. It's big damage, but it's Nota trickling through the window with a triple.
Whoa, what a shot.
Now needs the ace clutch. Trades off onto the AWP, and Nota's hit a blinder. One away from his ace. And it's on to the captain to try and stop him. No, went from being a non-factor in this series to a very big threat indeed, but out through the window, Max drops in, they get shut down. Nota with all 5.
Not today, 9Z. 5 kills and 2 health remaining on Nota. A thing of beauty in that B bomb site. Those are some sharp shots. Nota on the board here in a big way. When it felt like everything was going wrong for PVISION. The last second rotates, Way knife out court. Nota does it all, and Jame, with that orb, puts it to use. 9Z have had opportunity to start this game very strong, but look at PVISION shut it out. It's a great grenade, but it comes at the cost of the opening kill. Danger, but mischance for Mayan. While he'd love to stay mobile and reposition this AWP, he's alone on this side of the map. Left locking down tunnels that Zwei won't be re-peeking into. PVISION go up cat.
It feels like they've got the read on this. Knowing that Mayan won't have rotated out. You even saw that, right, with just the decision to run across mid. That was the big threat, that the AWP could have been there, and PVISION didn't care. So they feel like he isn't budging, and they are right in their assessment. Oof. Luchov, hell of a tap on this 5-7, but he's got to have a couple more just like that.
Whoa.
Damage done onto Ziello.
Panic.
And they're going to try and change their mind now. They got that kill onto Mayan, crossing in mid. That's the AWP away. And so Round looking to get recovered here. They dodge the stack, find that kill to open up this change of direction. Oh, Luchov, you weren't ready for that. Hell of a bit of cover from Ziello, and it was very much required. That still could have got weird.
Ziello was low. He pulled that pistol out. He was ready to put that one bullet between the eyes and be onto a 1v1. Luchov making it interesting, but still a PVISION round, and they all seem to be 5 in a row now on this T side. And to be honest, I think a couple of these 9Z can kick themselves and say, we really should have won them. But that's what PVISION do. They grind you down. They win the unlikely. They long it out, and that third map is Inferno. So what better place to do it? PVISION recentered after just a horrific game on Overpass. 9Z are indeed meeting their match. Gonna need Mayan's AWP to find value at this point. Yet to do too much on this CTA WP, and Jame has been harassing middle round after round.
I mean, PVISION very much a team that looked to punish improperly delivered aggressive moves. And when I say improperly delivered, it could be anything, right? Even a slight overextension, slight misread on the crosshair placement, maybe a slightly flubbed flash. Any tiny mistake, they'll pounce on it. And I think one of the things you see versus PVISION when games are slipping away from a squad is they turtle up a lot more. They move away from those aggressive stances. I don't think you can afford to do that, because at that point you're playing PVISION's game. You're giving them exactly what they want.
Oh, no way.
Trying to have this crossfire set up in middle. Nades find damage on Nota, but this trade for DGT was something he really had to commit to. It's a B play after that mid-contact. Max gonna need a multi-kill. He's got teammates on the way over, trying to plug this hole. DGT keeps the round in check. Jame up next on the AWP. And with him nailing his shot, Belchanok finding another. DGT gets iced out, left in it alone. PVISION starting to run away with Dust 2. 6 rounds in a row.
Yeah, really healthy B hit as well. They don't get ahead of themselves after they lose the first fight. They wait for the reflash. Max has to turn, and PVISION hit that perfect timing. They also don't even need the door smoke because James is in the prime position to punish, and he is hitting shots in this game. He was not back on overpass. 2 uncrouched kills, Belchanok 1 tap, and PVISION just piece it together. First bit of damage on James in middle, but nothing to panic about here for PVISION. It's a lower economy round. DGT throws that M4 up top middle, and they trade it. Best case scenario here for PVISION, but 90 still continue to fight. Jamin T-Spawn, he's just hanging out, and Deagle flicks onto Belchanok. What is going on? This one's very loose for PVISION. They're getting punished.
I tried to hold that default, right? Tried to punish this aggression, but it's left him in a bad way. Very split up. Jamin have to figure out a way of combining here, but this is a James that's feeling a damn sight better than he was at the start of the series, and a Nota that's already delivered an ace clutch in this map. James walking into B. No way. Won't be ready for Luchov here. Sat pretty at the car. And so finally, these heroic moves out of 9Z don't fall on deaf ears. Big double kill for Luchov. Nota goes walking in, 2 teammates nearby, ready to assist, out in middle.
Oh.
Lots of noise made by Nota, didn't make it easy for himself. 9Z in an unlikely round find a breakthrough and a chance to level out on the half.
You know that James is still having a somewhat frustrating game because he can't get the perfect reads at the moment. You know, he feels like he has a gap there, walks into B with the orb. If he's waiting for Nota, they can trade, and suddenly Nota's in a 1v2 to win the round on B with full nades. Like, very winnable position, but James feels like he has the room to walk into B and get that bomb down, perhaps. Not the case. James just can't get a grip on these South Americans. They're everywhere, from all over. But still, at 7-round T-side, there's nothing to turn your nose up at. The question is, can 9Z feel like they've recovered this half and find the last 2, give themselves a fighting chance come their T-side, and we know their T-side can be lethal. So let's see. James has happily gone for this peak every round of the game. And they are not willing to take him on with the AWP. Mayan knows what he's up against. Unless... Boom. It's one way to do it. Last round of the half, Mayan finally wins that fight.
Yeah, one he's largely looked to avoid. A reward that was considered well worth the risk. Break on this smoke extends that advantage. Oops. Only for Belchanok to try and bring it back to just 1. Mayan with a swing and a miss. They're going to get out the short side here. Closing in on A. Assistance from Wasau Peak goes a long way, long side. Cielo up next, ripping heads off. And now his teammate moves in to join him. Awkward team flash means they're not able to punish on Luchov. Still room for a bomb plant here. Room for recovery.
Bomb has been planted.
9Z closing in. Belchanok next contact. Spot out towards CT. Cielo hoping to help him, and that jump from Max gets punished. It's a turnaround for Luchov that gets quickly dealt with. PVISION faring far better on their pick of Dust 2. Deliver us a stunning 8-4 half. 9Z learning the hard way that when it comes to PVISION, success is very much a map-to-map thing. This squad, one that we've often praised for resilience, keeping themselves in the series in the debut game of Stage 3. An 8-4 lead for PVISION on their map pick of Dust 2. That's after getting blown out of the water to start things off. 9Z now move over to the T side. They still have a strong performance from Luchov to fall back on. Same can be said for Wasau Peak with a couple of important rounds in there, and DGT throwing his name into the ring after a great performance in Stage 2. Will that be enough to power through a now comfortable looking PVISION?
Comfortable looking pistol as well with a double entry like that. Sway resists from long, but they've lost the sight and the bomb's been planted. So PVISION in a predicament, and it's going to get worse. Luchov finds his second, and he has kept up his performance from overpass. Here's where he can really put a bow on it.
And if you want some, positives for 9Z, it's that your players that are feeling it a little bit more can be entrusted with more important positions in these rounds, right? Won't have times where Luchov just gets left out of the action because he's sitting on the B site, meanwhile they're execing A. That happened to him a couple of times in that first half. You get to kind of pick and choose where your battles are and who's taking them. And so I think you're going to see a lot more of Wasau Peak, Luchov, and DGT prioritized at some of these opening fights. Because those have been the three guys keeping 9Z in the conversation on Dust 2.
Absolutely.
It was the areas patrolled by the captain of Max that were getting a lot of pressure put on them by PVISION in that first half.
And doesn't the timeout after the pistol really just show the mindset of PVISION and Dastan right now? Because despite a solid first half, they know how quick this can close up with one gun round. So Dastan making sure they know what the moves are coming into this next CT rifle round, and maybe establishing some protocols in play here for PVISION. Maybe he didn't like some of the communication in that pistol. Because they're going to need to be locked in against this fiery South American squad on a T side of Dust 2. Resistance in this round.
What do you make of this boost?
I think it's the first time I've ever seen anything like it. And the last. It gives me nades. Exec coming in. Uh-oh.
You'd like to think there's no worries here.
Really would.
Max would be inclined to agree. Knew that this wasn't where they were going to face their troubles, though. Getting out with 5 alive is just a nice touch.
Ooh, yeah.
2-round game, rifles approaching for PVISION. Notably, you're going to be lacking that AWP here, what with it being the 3rd round buy.
Double Mac 10. Ugh. You could even justify upgrading these guns, but you're hoping PVISION don't have helmets, and you would be right.
Great B spawns on those Mac 10s, but they're not going to take it.
B rushing in the big 26.
Yeah, I know. But you got to admit, when you see you got 3 players, B spawns, all Mac 10'd up, it must have crossed their mind.
Sure.
They've got a game plan to deliver on. Usually you have a bit of a plan outlined for these, first 4, 5, 6 rounds of the game. And so ideas for 9Z, the B rush was not a part of it. However, a B finish. Now we might be talking.
B rush, I sleep. B hit, real stuff. Here they go.
3 players here, though. Important to bear that in mind. Belchanok up close. Damage minimized with him only getting 1. It's yellow that they're not able to deal with, and this mid-to-B component gets shut down. Myern so quickly left as the only guy in it, and he also matches the same fate as the rest of his team, charging into a Patience Yellow who farms up 3.
Yeah, monster hold here for Yellow. It's just what PVISION needed to keep 9Z humbled in this second half. The B hit completely denied by one player. Triple kill on the hold, and still the timeout. Look at Dastan just purging these timeouts. Because if things go to plan right now, 9Z will never get a chance in this T side. They can break the money again beyond to double digits.
It's interesting too, right? Because, you know, we were looking in that first half and he was quite reluctant to use them, had faith in Jame across the first streak of rounds. You also think if you're PVISION, the idea is you could almost win this game here and now. You win this one, you break 9Z this late in the day, the map should be right there and up for the taking. And so, you know, I guess it's just different schools of thought. You can hold on to that pause, debate the idea that you might need it if they start coming back, or you remove that option for the comeback very early on. And they've gone for the latter.
Let's also give them a bit of time to talk. Coming into this integral gun round, all the money relying on the success of this for 9Z. And they have walked up Cat silently with no mollies thrown. This is early. He's got nades out still, but he is safe enough. He won't get punished. Molly's going to block any scale. And it forces him to dump nades to not lose the round immediately. But he still held his smoke. So good resistance here from Noto. Max doesn't fire off the flash, not wanting to reveal the long lurk as they make it look like a mid to B. This surely will not be a B hit. Are they really going to drop off this late? No, it's back to long. So Zwei, bottom of his team, committed.
Out in the open, anything more than one would be massive, but Wasao P going to put it down. I do like this idea from 9Z though, right? Showing present short. You know, PVISION now have blocked short, so they have nowhere to go in this site. Look how claustrophobic that's feeling. They're paranoid about that short control. They saw it earlier. In reality, it's all four players up through long. And so you've got a paranoid and boxed in PVISION trying now to retake short control as the A hit's coming in.
What a beautiful exec here for 9Z. Everyone looking over their shoulder. They just have to fight forward. Belchanok and Nota take one with them, but it's Yellow in a 1v2 and a safe plant with a few seconds. Can he punish it? No! Hwasao Peak on the orb, hits the headshot, and it's Luchov triple kill to get him back in the game. Massive round for 9Z, and well called as well. That paranoia you talk about, that short control from early in the round, had PVISION looking down there, looking over their own shoulder, not feeling comfortable in their skin. Beautiful shots out of Luchov. And PVISION, they've won rounds like this before, they'll have to do it again.
That is honestly just such a sick mid-round adaptation out of Max. Like, I love everything about that. You felt like you were blessed to get so deep up through short, get them paranoid early. Go back to everyone long. Like, you would never anticipate that. The full reroute.
Even Max just not firing when he got flashed in long. PVISION have no expectation that 4 players are going to push through long doors.
And so you see PVISION feeling burned from the lack of short control in that previous round. This time they go about it different. They have Jame posted there on the orb.
Can't wait forever though. Safer position now. It's a B exec. Player in the tunnels does make you feel like this one's ending B. Will they take Cat first? No. Straight out the doors. Underneath, Belchanok saw that. Spammed by that that A player. Belchanok still has no support.
It just dribbled in the lurk smoke on B. And so Nota tries to make it across. They're now getting paranoid about the B hit. Yeah. This is also because Zwei is pushed all the way through the long doors. They're reading into this as this mid to be.
30 seconds.
And that may not be the case.
It is now. This flank is still huge.
Zwei just can't fire too soon. The flank should have something here. Flank should really be onto something. He's telling his players in the site, but Beltranot goes ahead and tries to fight this. Zwei only gets out with one. Now they've got Nota trapped in at the car. Do have to worry about Zwei tunnel side, and so getting picked apart on this mid to be R9Z.
Can punish the AWP here, actually valuable for the money. Mine can't sit here forever, they're behind him. Will that smoke last long enough? Just about, it seems. And so he will survive with the AWP. That goes very wrong for 9Z. I really thought they were going to go back up Cat there. It felt like they had done the hard part. They allowed PVISION to rotate across mid. 2 players to rotate. They heard every single footstep. They still commit to the mid to be. Not convinced in that round. And they were out middle. I'm just shocked they let Nota go. Felt like more masterful calling, and then they walk right back into the stack. Great flank from Zwei all along. I mean, that is the backstab that gets a double kill. And Nota was the one guy showing up on the start of their T side. He's kept it going, holds his sight valiantly, does not give away the kill. So money is just bouncing back and forth and no one can stabilize. 2 rounds in a row is all it requires.
Long spawn for Iron, but no one here to face him. It's a passive hold.
Max has Glock armor right now.
Aggression out in the top mid, and
no.
the Glock armor is the guy that has to try and deal with that.
Oh no, that is not the gun for the job, boys. Tried to buy nades, left it with nothing and no support either. They have to come back from long. Max, lucky to be alive, hits the dink. There's cover here. Missed chance. Mayan can't do it. So this whole round just gets thrown away by the top mid push of PVISION. Stellar long defense from Zwei as well. It's all getting a little bit too chaotic here for 9Z. Finally losing money this late in the game might leave them out of a chance here on Dust 2.
You might have had PVISION doubting some of their reads briefly after that first map, but not anymore. And Jaime, a voice that's always commanded a great deal of respect. You hinge on his every word when you're in his squads. And so as his kind of read over the flow of Dust 2's gotten better, it feels like PVISION have started hitting even harder. And with aggression in this round, you have put yourself on that finish line, really, breaking the money of 9Z this late in the day. Convincing shutdown there. PVISION now have an eco to contend with, and that's going to leave them with 5 chances to take this series the distance.
Great punish here from PVISION. Woke up massively after just a dominant 13-1 overpass game. PVISION never even felt like they were in the server. But reality hitting 9Z hard as PVISION have grinded them down across this game. And it will be a game where I feel like 9Z will leave it and think we had chances, not just in the first half, but here in the T side as well. But they never stabilize their money. And they never will, unless they win that gun round up against map point. And right as 9Z were trying to call something convoluted, of course PVISION push up top middle. They show their most aggressive round yet. Rumbling at 9Z. James going to get a chance to farm here as Glocks come his way. Smoke might do them favors though.
Luchov scavenges that AWP.
Solo B. Just saying.
You know, Jaime is a guy who was trying to pinch every penny, didn't have head armor to deal with this. Luchov trying to take a couple with him if he can. It's a backstab to stop that AWP in its tracks.
I mean, dude, if he killed the window player, he had one chance. If he killed him, they can win that round. They have guns, they have B, they have a bomb plant. But PVISION are fine. Jaime will buy a helmet. 12-7, 5 chances. What more could you need?
Also a chance for James to flex a bit on the AWP. Mayan doesn't get to don his in this last-ditch attempt at the rifles. He's fast out through the long doors, sent to his death. Zwei has not been giving up long for free.
Definitely come back in these last 3 rounds.
And they try and get you with this walkout through short. Nota gets the spot there, but it costs him a lot of health. Wasn't ready for players so deep. Now there's no illusion where this one is ending up. Still, the entries coming through for 9Z. And instantly, if you're PVISION, you're writing this round off. You're not the team feeling the pressure. You don't have to cave and go for this 3v4. You play for the guns in the next. It was a luck of the draw break for 9Z, getting all that room, picking the right area of the map, and just accelerating once they get it out through short. You tell yourselves there's no way they get away with that twice. Next time, there won't be a gap for them to find.
Yeah, it seems like Nota thought he saw something, but wasn't sure whether they'd gotten out or they were still at the corner. You know, he threw a safe Molotov. They were already wide, and then the jump spot just completely gives it up. Low health, hard fight to take. And so 9Z punished well. They've managed to walk up Cats basically whenever they want it with no utility. It's something that PVISION need to keep an eye on in these last couple of rounds of regulation. And make sure they don't let it punish again, because multiple times 9Z can peek into the bomb site without Nota knowing. Just something to consider. Will 9Z continue to push the boat out in this position? Or are they eventually forced to use utility?
We'll see Nota get more active over towards short. Jump up just to keep a watchful eye on it early after they play the anti-long rush with 3. It's a heavier lean out towards mid and A for PVISION. But no one in the tunnels right now for 9Z. That's feeling like the right move. Maybe this changes. DGT starting to clear out upper tunnels. PVISION don't like how quiet the map is. They'll move into a more standard 3-2 split.
You could go anywhere with this, but with the double smokes in mid, 9Z look to just walk through the doors. Cielo committed scaffolding, and as they come through this smoke, his position can be really powerful. Break denied, but still intention is this B site. So through the smoke into Cielo, beautiful double kill, puts PVISION on the cusp of closing their map pick in a 1 versus 3. Max is in the impossible. 20 seconds, he picks that bomb back up, but James is coming in for the final blow. Surely not a chance as James shuts it out, 13-8. A solid game from PVISION. They came in ice cold to this series, blown out on overpass, but they grind you down and they keep you guessing. Inferno. The big picture ends on the fiery blaze of Inferno. CT side for PVISION, T side for 9Z, and nades coming in. Got Julies, no kit. And a bit of block here for PVISION in their pistol. Two teams that are not at the tip of your tongue when it comes to playoff qualification. And so making this opening BO3 all the more important.
9Z looking to dodge this triple B start. Out of PVISION into the Zwei dualies. He doesn't last long. Rotates are going to arrive, but they're blocked off by Util, and so it's just Jame you were meant to be worrying about. Nota did come barreling through that Moto smoke, not respecting it. Still a plant for 9Z. Some smooth moves for Luchov as he plugs in the numbers. And now getting set up for this 3v3 post plant. Player down in the pit. That's a nice boost. You've got Myern sitting here, playing a crossfire with his teammates in the bomb site. In come PVISION, swinging straight away. Two separate fights taking place, and they get past Luchov, leaving it on Myern. Cleanup for Belchenok in this pistol round. A tense little 3v3 that PVISION are quick to put to rest.
Just love the way they play that, James. Hard covering pits, not letting that last player peek anywhere. Belchenok and his teammate jump into the site and flush out two players. Whole time, Myern can't really cover his squad. And so PVISION put it in place. Bomb plant allows this force buy. 90. We had this back and forth in Dust 2 a couple of times on controlling the money. They definitely want to bring that out again. Heavy SMGs. So maybe right up B.
Oh, Ziello trying to meet them there. Has support from Nota. And they get out with an advantage here, but in doing so, sacrifice this B bomb site. Rotate's already arriving. There will be a plant though, and there's nothing you can do about that. It's down to a retake.
Oh, that's shocking. Would have banked on Jane winning that every time. Not like he caught herself peek out of position, but low health hits a headshot. Two rifles sit at the back of the site. Mollies could straight up win you this round right now. If PVISION get this util in, they can win off of utility. Molly HE, low player. Zway clears out Mayo. They go for it together. One man left up, not for long. PVISION are going to get this one under their thumb. It is very close, but it looks good. Whoa. Rifles scavenged, and PVISION save themselves from a very scary lost B site.
I almost feel like it might feel kind of tempting to buy again here if you're 9Z. Do you want to start that tricky way of thinking this early on Inferno, and the two players got out of the round for PVISION? You got a bomb plant. Not entirely against just taking the partial here, right? Still with a chance to do some damage.
Just digs you such a grave. If you buy again, you lose it. You're down 4-0 before you get your full rifle round. So they're eyeing up different options. Wassel Peak drops over Luchov and AK. So don't count them out of an entry here. We know what that can lead to on Inferno. Pistols, armor, utility. 9Z still believing in this low econ round.
Luchov takes this hero gun. Looking for a route out through Banana. Oh, Spam's done good damage. Nota still sticking it out here. PVISION is stubborn about the top Banana control. They can't be for much longer. That smoke about to fade. They have to give up this space.
BXX very potent right now. Got no molly to stop it. That smoke goes down, but how is he can afford to wait and then just recommit with nades? Molly backside, couple of smokes. Nota leaning away. I'll call it. 90 are going to win this round.
Flash to try and set up Ziello. Hoping to come barreling out through this coffin smoke. He is dead straight away. Luchov hitting a blinder. Turn around, ready for the banana fight, but not able to get the shot off in time. Belchenok carves a path back in for PVISION.
I take it back.
And a bit of help from James. Suddenly that advantage is flipped on round. Smoke's now fade and this orb gets potent. It's kept you trapped in these positions at the back of the site.
Go quick up and above this AK. Oh, falls off. That goes very wrong for DGT. Tries to take an angle, falls off the box. Backside Mayan. Got to be quick. And so to PVISION. Clock against them. Belching up with the kit. He's dropped it as well. Clock in his favor. Mayan tucks it in and James back of the side trying to find this connection. It's not the kill. 9Z pick it up on the eco. Massive win. Never in doubt. Mayan triple kill. Takes that orb out of the round.
Been far and away the quietest player in this series for 9Z. And he's just secured them a clutch round, getting them on the board early and breaking PVISION's money. From 0 to hero, Mayan very, very quickly gets 9Z off to a good start.
Oh, that shot from Luchov to open, though. That was Yellow getting double flashed in. He had to get something there. Instead, he gives him the gun that wins the entire round.
Well, we were talking about how these two teams squared off in Astana, an event that went to be a position on the podium position finish for 9Z, making it through into the playoffs. For PVISION, it was a bit of a disaster event, right? 9Z just a footnote there in their string of losses. And in that match, Luchov went absolutely huge. 44 kills, 22 deaths. He's actually outdoing that in this series, even with the map loss. And his best performing map in that head-to-head, what map was it? Inferno. So the idea that the best may still be to come for Luchov is crazy to think about.
Just would be unimaginable after overpass. But here are 9Z taking control back of the money. An unlikely eco from PVISION. We see this sometimes. I wonder if they're going to do it. PVISION like to eco this round when they lose early in the half, then half by the second round, then full by the third. They might just buy next full, right? They can get a couple of rifles, it will be okay. But they like to sometimes swap the round that you eco in. Let's see what this looks like. It's just going to be a bit of a bloodbath on longs. Yellow comes through with a flash, full blind. Luchov still takes one with him. Impressive enough to keep it even. Zeus denied. And it's Yellow rotating to B, where 9Z have to end. Look at the time. TikTok, you're in trouble.
Double molly even could be a big problem here, but they're just going to swing out with the guns, keeping it on. Yellow's dropped the bomb. And DGT simply too far away.
That's a full eco.
One shy of the ace for Ziello, and the fifth kill wasn't even a requirement. Time decides in this eco round from PVISION.
Dude, a couple of flashbangs on an eco round, and look at what it leads to. Full blind Luchov on long gets traded after one kill. AK put down the throat of 9Z. And a massive pickup here for Yellow. We never know what they were going to do with their money because they don't need to worry. They are flush with cash. Orb comes back out for James. Disastrous round to lose here for 9Z. They've used their second timeout with 4 rounds in. Things have not gone to plan. Coach has got to keep their heads cool. Pistols here, but as we've already learned, a threatening enough amount of guns. One was enough last time for 9Z. Ahead of that Molotov, Nota does not know until it's too late. They're just going to pounce. heard that
Flashed
coming.
through and just dodged. Masterful work from Luchov on these entries. Bloodlusting a little. He's done some damage to Max. You're hoping that that won't prove to be a difference maker. It's Yellow, the highwayman of the eco round, still in the picture at B.
He's thinking about it, but looking at the ground, Max has bought a lot of time here. Oh my God, and he's whiffed it. He's absolutely whiffed it. He did the hard part, hide out long enough. They still can pounce on this site. Sway gets back into position.
Needs something though. Falling with nothing done won't be enough. Teammates out of position on this one and a man down. Nothing presented to Jame. And so the save is called for PVISION. Back and forth we go at the start of Inferno.
To be honest, 90 should have won both site hits, but they'll take the second. That B play looked really, really nice, but Ziello holds very strong from backside. And even though he considered that clear, it comes down to a Max whiff. Makes the round harder than it had to be, but not hard enough to stop 90 from trading rounds again with PVISION. Very exciting game of Inferno right now. And already looks like the game plan is to punish on this B-bomb site. Because we've seen games from PVISION where you could argue they play too much for the retake. It's a team that are really capable of retaking B and have very good utility. But at the same time, seeing these weak bomb sites, seeing only one player in it, think of the first round 90 win. There's Yellow coming through the coffin smoke. They had no one in the bomb site. These are exploitable setups. So let's see if 90 keep trying to punish on B.
I feel like if there's one thing you've gleaned from these early rounds of your PVISION, it's that 9Z are going very, very wide, right? You won your eco because they run out of time with multiple players out towards A while the bomb was trying to go down B. You also, in that round, in spite of 2B entries and seemingly a clear game plan to try and end there, encountered players out in top middle, still roaming for the 9Z squad. And they haven't really been able to force these banana fights super successfully. I wouldn't hate some type of move out towards the apartments, maybe a crunch in a top middle, to try and flush out these lurkers. Because you've seen numbers on banana in every one of these rounds, and trying to match Luchov there hasn't exactly panned out. So it's just going to be some util dropped for these B players out of Belchanok. He begins an instant move back over towards A. So 3 strong here. A 4th guy on the way over. A stack taking shape at this A bomb site.
They gotta go for it. Punch this ticket into the AWP. If there's no strong flash here, James gonna get a free kill.
No flash even arrives. Follow up for Jame. Stopping the spillover, teammate down in the pit. Zwei dealt with after one. Belchanok won't get anything done. And Nota thought about coming through that. He was the 4th man over towards this A site, but locked out by the util. His teammates die before he can help him. Now reblocked, hoping to take attention away from Ziello. Break on that smoke, very well timed. Gets DGT repositioning. And now they link up. But with Zhao Peak, this has been a great series for him. Been the right-hand man of Luchov up at the top of the board. Can he pull this one off? 2 players in front of him. With Zhao Peak round the corner, gets the info, and that's all he needed. Stellar 1v2. 9Z keeping it competitive. And a tie game with money broken for PVISION. They might be about to move into the lead. It's been 2 clutches here that have put them in these swing round positions. They weren't able to capitalize on Mayans. They can't afford to mess up this 1v2 from Wasau Peak.
It's such a perfect post-plant position. Here's the reroute from Noto back on short side, so he doesn't need to worry at all about Moto. PVISION are banking on him being scared of that spot. In the open, both players looking the wrong way. And so, hey, 90 have lost to an eco before, but this one should not be the same. Full B stack coming out for PVISION. 90 slow and steady in the apartments. Scary position on anti-eco, but one where you know your nades will get more value. PVISION have no one here. Sway on balcony, another 4-1. They They love a 4-1 to this team, but dice roll not in their favor. And Zwei dead means this should be all said and done here for 9Z. Cautious clearing, but nobody home.
Luchov wants his ecos as soon as that bomb was planted. Just went and held on for this banana fullback. Oh, that's a mow down, isn't it?
If anyone gets ecos, give them to Luchov.
And they'll even finish the job. So a nice clean round on the board here just to try and situate themselves. It's been a real back and forth to get this third map going. But now up to 3 in a row and a flawless one in the last. Money set up for 9Z. Buyback for PVISION here, still coming with some limitations. They want all this util, they want kits in play. With that comes some downgrades. MP7 for Ziello, Famis on Nota. And only a full belt of util on 2 players.
Gotta make do with what you got. But with that comes the likelihood of another stack. Cello picks up more nades from spawn. Oh, no to eat an HE up B. Both players jumping out. 9Z, look at them pull back here, expecting recommit from PVISION. They have read it right. Smoke Molly comes down. But no punish here as 9Z are taking this one low and slow. Still in their default. And it looks like they want to continue executing this B bomb site that has done them so well.
Jamin Belchanot crossfire over at long because you're doing this contact. That flash is all you have to try and get Jame off the line. He should have a kill here. No! It's Sal Peak with the turnaround. And that's how the entry falls. A 180 required from the entry.
What?
Luchov follows up, and it's just these two acting as the figureheads of 9Z.
Dude, that clear on Zwei, that's not a position, that's not a spot. He's back up behind the truck on the lip of pit. And Luchov just perfect pre-aim. Like he knew. Luchov is showing up here at the major. Phenomenal double entry kill. These guns aren't guaranteed. Made to blow the AK over. Oh, that's... What? Wait, what? How did he die? Bomb? I can't even tell you. The nade put him on like 2 health and then he just dies. That is some range on the bomb.
I think that's just so cool here with Luchov looking like this was, you know, Astana, we touched upon the form he was in at that event heading into the major. That was his best ever performance at an international LAN event. And I was kind of questioning, you know, was that a one-off, right? When someone hits their absolute peak, was that just a great event for them? But it feels like it's followed him here into Cologne, into the major. You couldn't hope for anything better. Luchov just proven to be a real menace in this 9Z squad.
They've got PVISION on the ropes. Look at how aggressive 9Z are off the start start of the round. They're out long, out brackets, peeking A. PVISION hoping this draws them into the trap, 4 in the site, but it's pistols on 3. IEM might be fine to take them on from the long side. Yellow's the only guy who can compete with that kind of engagement. And so as 9Z slowly, silently move up long, PVISION have to have eyes in the back of their head. Execute from Moto. They burn out Yellow from the pit. That is brutal. I can't believe he even takes one with him.
No, dead. Luchov, another multi-kill. He's just running it back time after time.
What a sick anti-eco call, though. Double smoke on long. That's maybe what they were trying to do earlier when they lost to the USPs. Double smoke on long. They get full moto control. They get to throw pit molly, which is the only position PVISION couldn't really kill them from. Cielo does still get a kill. That's just a dirty execute here from 9Z. Still finding a lot of comfort on this T side. PVISION now have to show up in this CT half. They could get blown out if they lose this gun round.
Just so much confidence. Getting out through short super early in this round. There's a minute 20 left on the clock, and they've already taken way more than just this top mid control. PVISION no closer to figuring out where this one's ending up, and they feel a little confused right now, moving players around, trying to piece together where this stack should be. James left alone on the B side of the map as his entire team depart. Does find that opener. Luchov dead. That is a lot of pressure removed. Everyone on PVISION feels a little better now that the guy that's 15-8 is out of this round.
They still like their chances on B, though, or are they just committed to it? 2 smokes can come down. James is still fighting for this position. He's not conceding B entirely. They don't want to be in a retake right now, but they're going to have to. James wants to thin one more off before they send it in. So 5v3 as the bomb site is conceded. And this is a costly one for 9Z. Going to have to be very careful. One more re-smoke. Try to buy as much time as possible. The molly as well. This is not a 1 round yet for PVISION. Through CT they will go.
Oh, molly's well timed. That splits up the push. Gives Max a free kill on the first man in. And while they wanted to pick up the pace, they wanted to try and brute force that and all go together. And molly cutting them in 2. Cuts this retake in half. Nota can't find his entry, and this one goes nowhere. James gonna get a consolation kill, but that's all it is. 9Z, at bare minimum, have 1 out on this T side.
Yeah, it's so hard to retake on this B-bomb site, as we know, but you'd still like to think a 5v3 forced by James Orb and surviving has got to be enough to win that round. To be fair, perfect utility for 9Z. Smoking coffins, forcing them out CT into the AWP, and of course the molly right as the first player goes in, breaks the timing of that hit for PVISION. And that's why we see, you know, these early B-side weak site holds with only 1 player in, why they're so tempting to execute on. Because sure, he can get a multi-kill and you can still win that round with the bomb down. This streak is just not stopping. 6 in a row for 9Z. Yeah, that's rough. Blink and you miss it. And this half might be over. Been clinical, you know, against PVISION on Inferno. When they've had multiple gun rounds, they've won a near full eco in this game. The fact that 9Z are 7-3 up is extremely impressive. Again, this B site. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Back to another execute. Puffing up their chest in middle. Keeps the third player here. PVISION is shuffling on the site, swapping nades. And 90 are walking in.
Luchov just contact the whole way. Tip of the spear. Whole team in behind him. Meant to find their breakthrough, but the nades whittle them down. A little bit of fear here as they slow in the top of Banana, and that allows Balchanok to make the next incision. Finally, kill stolen back! That's 2 for Max. And Myron's on this line, ready for a swing. Shot sailed past, and Ciello's been given a second chance. You can still recover this. Smoke gonna fade. Jane beginning his rotation on the backstab. Does Ciello even need help? He'll hold on single-handedly. And so PVISION able to wrestle back control over that B site after all.
Yeah, it was again first 2 kills on the B hold, and still 90 made that so interesting. Looking a little lost behind the smoke, no one wanting to make a move, walk up and take space, and get full flashed out CT. And Ciello has been the rock in this game. Another big double kill at the back of Dark. That will keep PVISION in this, fighting for survival in this map. Just trying to get out with a decent enough CT side. And as said, remember the CT side last time of 90, it was 10 rounds at Astana over this team. So PVISION have got some work to do. Missed Ab's flash. EGT got to clear it alone. Yeah, PVISION are very turtled up in this game. Not only have they not played Abs once, they haven't played Banana either. Not a single fight has gone down at Sandbags or Car in this half. So if you give 90 all this room, don't be surprised when they take it.
Well, they found this little comfort area again, haven't they? And so this B hit is brewing. Re-smoke at 30 seconds could prove to be a big problem. They've got a nade to break on DGT. One chance to get through this defensive util. Oh, what's that? Peak was waiting to throw that in. Just spammed right through it. Now you need the openers. You need Luchov to provide something. He gets shut down, and they just power on forward. PVISION, some way to stabilizing on the half, chaining together the final 2. They've given themselves a fighting chance in this opening series that's gone the distance.
again. The first base is a Dren. He's going to hit the ground there. Oh, what a jumping double from Cole! What is going on right now? How does he do this? Cole is saved Luminosity with the on play.
PVISION having to dig deep in this series, lagging behind here, but giving themselves a fighting chance with a few more down the stretch of their CT side. Luchov is still topping the charts for 9Z, showing no signs of slowing down. PVISION were pretty targeted at their efforts back on Dust, looking to get in the head of Max.
Max is feeling like a silly goose there. He just got decoy faked and forced his smoke out on this B site. Oopsie. Now the 3B has to push. They can't stay static. The map is too quiet.
Lasso Peak and Myern out towards pit. Back turn on the first man in, trying to clear out the mini pit. They will get past this double hold pretty convincingly. 1 for 1, you'll take that. Get into a post plant now.
Great position here for PVISION and no kit. 90 coming up with nothing but these Julies and some Kevlar. Luchov has had a phenomenal series. Can he keep it up in this pistol? Player's not looking. Zwei trying to change position. Fade away shot connects. And now Zwei in a strong spot to finish the job. Maybe all three. James helps him out though. And DGT must walk away and save that Kevlar because we know PVISION have put the pistol back on the board. And you can never count this team out.
Terrorists win.
Lots of HEs on this force. Wonder what the pace will be like for PVISION's T side. Got to be very careful in Banana here.
Nades find nothing. Now PVISION moving pretty quickly out here into the top of middle.
All the noise is made on B, all the attention is in the wrong place. Nice.
James brings him in. And again, it was just his two-man hold over at A, so Myern really has his work cut out for him. Smoke drop that gives him somewhere to hide, a tiny bit more comfort in this solo hold, but it isn't much, and it's on a timer. Waiting on the other side of this is the entire force of PVISION. It's an extra teammate in the site to join him, but ultimately can't hold on.
Clinical couple rounds here out of PVISION. Just one guy towards B, makes a ruckus, 90 over rotate, and PVISION walk into this A-bomb site, keeping it simple. Team we know has great trading when they're at their peak, and so these T sides can feel very comfortable.
Terrorists win.
One more eco here from 9Z. Team that managed 6 straight rounds of the T side. PVISION look to combat that. This round should make them halfway there.
These squads squared off against each other in Astana. 9Z's success in this series was predicated on a very, very strong CT half of Inferno. 10-2. Is the pressure of an early game out in that Astana tournament comparable to the opener at stage 3 at the Major?
Yeah, especially when I said earlier, you know, both these teams kind of lower expectations, PVISION on the way down, 9Z on the way up, and so, you know, winning this game puts you, it's one of the easier games each team are going to get in this stage. So take it while you can. There are bigger fish to fry. PVISION got the skillet out. 3 rounds deep into this T side and absolutely no cause for concern.
Terrorists win.
One death in these last 2 rounds, so it's going to be an uphill battle here from 9Z to break the money. And Zorb into play.
PVISION have no interest in tangoing with these banana nades. Every round's been the same as they see it, right? Since they won the pistol, they've had to worry about HEs down through bananas and never jumping the gun, trying to take that space quickly. It's slow defaulting, the order of the day for PVISION.
It's miss a bit, so Nota tries to exploit it. Keeping a second player on B, that's exactly what PVISION want. They're walking through apartments with the bomb. Nades are on James, so he's going to have to come back up middle to help them with the execute. B, full set piece gets thrown out. Sooner they go on A, the better. No one's shuffling. Feels all too obvious now. 30 seconds. PVISION got to get a move on.
Yeah, more nades drop for Jame. That's going to be a smoke out towards Moto, and now flashes to try and get them out of the apartments. They've been re-smoked here, so they're coming through gray screen on this hit.
Molly, only so much damage done. It's the jumping headshot from Cielo. Back in the pit, nowhere to move. Huaso Peak takes 2. Backside AWP connects as well, and with the clock ticking down, there is no chance to save this round. Living is all they need, and they've got it. 9Z survive. First gun round collected. A very late execute. One that 9Z knew was coming. And that one AWP shot from backside for Mayon, dropping one more player, secures that round with no chance for PVISION to take the bomb. Tight round. And final timeout. Popped by 9Z. This is quite early. Coaches are now out of the count.
try and force an early fight. Hoping he could put that AWP to work, but wasn't given the sightline out through mid. It's more of this just slow take over towards Banana for PVISION. 9Z have adjusted to this. These slower pace takes come with slower lob to util. So for the first time, able to get some damage off with these nades down Banana.
Hearing a lot of talking from James in the building. Trying to micro the next moves. Next holding a molly. Luchov committed. Are they going to leave him here? He gets nades from spawn, but it seems like he's checking CT for a second. Uncertain. Luchov doesn't need support. Phenomenal kill. Again, forcing PVISION's hand into another stacked site.
Oh, couldn't stomach a miss there. Mayan hits it. Smoke walk for DGT, and with all his teammates finding success, this one just peters out for PVISION.
Kill here. Oh. He wants to save his gun. An understandable, very one-sided round. And nothing saved either. Punish on the hunt here from 9Z. Back-to-back gun rounds. Still going to have a bit of money left for PVISION, but some tough decisions to make this late in the game. With the smoke, fearless move, and this top balcony position, this time not punished.
The whole game's been kind of set up around these slow banana takes. We've been looking at that, right? The idea that PVISION have yet to try and explode with this space. Low ecom round. Wonder if that pace changes at all, because you saw 9Z holding on to their util in that previous round. They're worried about the same thing. This time they've done a full banana take off the rip. Deep smoke, nades in early. Not allowing this force from PVISION to get any free map control. Again with the grouping out towards the apartments. Is it just going to be another one of these A plays? They've struggled breaking through the defensive line every time they've looked at A. It's been multi-kills for 9Z.
Oh, then every time through this smoke, yeah, they're going to cancel. They wanted to go right there, but blocked. Back Banana. PVISION can't get a grip on these setups at the moment. Luchov alone just pulls back to the side, but this util will not be respected. They are way up past it. Luchov are going to get caught off guard. He hears them running in, overwhelmed by pistols, can't find his bearings on the second, and so AK handed over 2 guns in this site one way or another. PVISION putting the bomb down. Despite some tags, we know how difficult these rounds are.
Yeah, flashes making their way over, smoke for top banana, but no one from PVISION occupying that position yet. Ziello goes back, but I don't think he's keen on being trapped on one side of the smoke. He's hiding in it, ready to come through if his teammates need him. Got a flash to try and get this whole thing going. Mayan gonna lob that in now, and as they turn from it, Max is dealt with on that first push. Now Jane with the cover. Oh, and what a follow-up it is! The captain putting his best foot forward, and a tie game again. That's a low econ round out of PVISION, snatched away.
Yeah, nice walk back up Banana. The last thing Luchov expected, he thought he had way more time for how close they were. Gets his flash out, buys a few seconds, but getting a 1-for-1 there against the Glocks, not ideal. And look at what it does. Post-spawn for PVISION. And first round in a couple. PVISION have won 2 very difficult ecos in this game. So CT side, they won a USP round. And now that one with just a Hero AK and Tech 9s and Glocks.
And it's rough to say, but you know, if they go on to close, those are the rounds you're going to think about if you're 9Z.
Yeah.
They would have been in such a strong position right now if those 2 kind of must-haves had gone your way.
Luchov is just a beast. The fact that he re-peeks there and gets away with a kill, testament to his ability. James dry peek AWP. But he's not wide enough, and the rifle walks out in front of him. James needs his trade, only a tag. Max lines them up, and they get turned to dust. Triple kill with the Molotov to boot. 9Z shut out the dry peak on B. You don't expect two CTs facing like that.
PVISION aren't out of this though, right? With that previous low econ round coming in, they've got a bit of residual cash sitting on them. And so 3 rifles purchased up, good chunky util. They're going to go for another one of these surprise wins. 9Z have let a bunch of these through. Yeah. They can't afford to let this one in.
The issue is, every time PVISION win them, they lose a follow-up round. They win that full eco in the first half, then they lose 6 rounds in a row. They win the Glock AK round previously, then they walk into B and they get massacred. PVISION can't reap the reward of any of these just crazy individual rounds. Ooh, it's not great. Dodge on the flash. Luchov playing this angle really well last round. He's still hanging out. And he hits the headshot with the M4. So he has to swap off. Brutal. Luchov having one hell of a series here.
You're going to be hesitant, but I think PVISION are likely to roam a little with these AKs, see if they can find anything. If nothing comes up, though, save might actually become their best option. You don't feel out of it yet because you still have 3 full HP AKs in this after juggling the guns around. But with this buy, you know, you lose it, you come up short, you're broke at 11-9.
Go back out of Banana eventually, but Flash is getting set up here for Luchov. As long as they hit this timing, it could be perfect. A second too soon. Blinds PVISION 30 seconds. They don't realize that everybody's round this corner, and Max gets caught off with an ugly spray. Can Luchov save the day?
Yeah, one and done wasn't enough. How's Luchov gonna fare? A lot of damage done to these PVISION players on the push, but now you gotta stop them. DGT's burnt out his yellow, and Luchov came barreling through that smoke. This is a put down of this B play. And with Belchanok brushed aside, the killing blow out of 9Z dealt in that round.
And Luchov puffs up his chest like he's 3 players in that B-bomb site. He is all on his own, pushing through the smoke, spamming through the wall, keeping 9Z in it. He has been doing so all series long. More impact than the numbers suggest, and he is still top of the server. An absolute rock at this B site. One blemish on the record, that eco win. Otherwise, B is closed, PVISION. And that was their rebuy. So this is what it comes down to. PVISION on pistols, having to play up against match point. James even full forced. He had nothing. So desperate times. It's PVISION. It's been one note. They converted really clean rounds, avoiding the stacks after the pistol, but when the guns came out, different story. 9Z holding their bomb sites. Okay, here's a rotation. Luchov swapping nades and coming back at the right time.
Luchov gun on! And again, just so dependable. This B site has not been a way in for PVISION. Luchov and Max have taken to this half of the map together. It has turned it into a terrifying place to find yourself. Luchov completes it with a 3K. He has topped the charts in every one of these maps for 9Z. And now they have 3 opportunities to close. A series in which PVISION did their usual thing. They went on to recover on map 2, looking like a completely different team. Still hitting hard on Inferno, but it's 9Z leveling up, willing to match them every step of the way. And the whole thing's just been tied together by these Luchov top performances.
PVISION going to be so stubborn that they hit B again, I wonder. Have they learned their lesson yet? Still cowering back at ramp, waiting out this utility. Full control, down banana for Luchov. More nades getting brought over to back up this hold. And it's just flowing so well here for 9T. PVISION come back through. Uncertainty. They clear bottom banana. They go back for an A hit. Maso Peak on the boost. Belchanok, a lot of work to do here.
Well, they just disassemble it.
That's fine. Play Crossfire, play the bomb site, use your util. But don't rotate. Do not rotate. Luchov's just clear B. They stay 3A.
Timing on that clear is perfect. Third player rejoining the ranks of this A-hole, but he's dealt with straight away. It's Myern alone, back at the site, trying to buy time. Oh, and he's doing a lot more than that right now. Myern hits 3 blinders. That keeps 9Z in this retake, in for a chance to close it here and now. And it's these 2 stalwart B-site defenders walking this smoke, charging them down. 9Z get it done at the first time of asking. And this is while Luchov puts on an absolute clinic after missing out all the way back at Austin here in his debut major. Luchov